The average food price in the United Kingdom has seen the sharpest increase in more than 45 years, a situation which seems to be a mix of various things: a war, Brexit, and a weak pound.
I mean, the UK tends to be inflation prone. If you take it over even the last 30 or 40 years, if inflation was picking up, it always picked up more than the UK. And as it came down more slowly. So to some extent, we're seeing that again in the numbers. But I think there are some particular issues that the UK has relative to the rest of Europe at the moment. And I think it almost goes back to Brexit. Brexit has broken supply lines in the UK. There's been a lot of discussions around, all sorts of agricultural wars of products that have been stopped from coming in and products that have been stopped from going out. So I think the UK is paying for that in the slow pace at which inflation is coming down. So I think that's particularly in the food industry. I mean, I've got still relatives in the UK who keep complaining that they can't get certain products, that they're being rationed on certain vegetables. It's quite extraordinary for a country that used to be very plentiful in agricultural products. So, as I said, I think institutionally almost the UK always has more inflation than anywhere else. And secondly, the Brexit problems have probably exacerbated some of that through this cycle.
Prices have been skyrocketing. The Office for National Statistics data revealed in March showed olive oil at a 49% rise than last year. Low-fat milk at 38%, eggs at 32%, and so on. Soaring food prices are driving UK inflation. According to the Office of National Statistics, this is the sharpest 12-month increase since August 1977. Meat, yogurt, and vegetables have doubled in the year to March. One of the main reasons for this has been poor harvests of especially fruit, vegetables, and sugar in Europe. Experts claim this to be an impact of climate change. The Ukraine war had a direct impact on food prices in the UK. As the breadbasket of Europe, Ukraine's inability to produce and ship grain has also reduced European supply and spiked prices. Brexit has made the situation worse because of labour shortage. Import costs too have increased because of a weak pound.
Should I say it? I mean, it's almost emerging market-like to see inflation, food price inflation at these kind of levels, and genuine shortages of food, of certain foods that you would have ordinarily bought. And we've seen from the retail sales numbers by company that individuals are trying to trade down. And quite frankly, they're almost going back to tinned food in some instances. I mean, it's quite extraordinary for a developed country to see its population having to trade down in order to finance a basic need of life. So I say the UK seems to have a little bit more drama around its inflation at the moment than other parts of the world.
High food prices is especially affecting young students or people living on a budget in the UK. So how long could it take before the situation settles down?
It's very difficult just to say, to say we want more supply. You can't just get more supply of something like food. Other products can come in quickly if the prices have gone up. But you can't just go and find more potatoes, more rice, more meat, just because the market prices have increased. You need to open new supply lines, you need to find new suppliers, and you may be competing, or you may also be challenged by some of the regulations that are there now, post the Brexit negotiation. So I think taken as a package, I'm not so sure the UK will get off the hook of this higher than expected inflation for some time, and I'm talking 6 to 9 months before the higher prices draw in more product and then prices start to fall.
Inflation in the United Kingdom fell to 8.7% in April, its sharpest decline since the cost of living crisis began. But even if inflation settles down, the big concern still remains about cooling food costs.